Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Of course, all of you are new because this is my very first video. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Destiny Dominique. And if you don't know me, then besides the title of this video, you probably don't know that I'm actually pregnant at the moment, which is what I'm going to be talking about. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, especially for beauty videos and things like that, but also story time, challenges, pranks, stuff like that, which you can expect on this channel. But now that I'm pregnant, I want to document my journey. So I have something to look back on. My baby has something to look back on, and you can go through the journey with me. So with that being said, I will have a series on my channel for anything, baby related, like shopping hauls, the baby events, baby appointments. All of that will have its own series in my channel. And I just wanted to catch you guys up to this point about like how I found out, how I told everybody. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm just going to get right into the video. I'm going to be a senior in high school. I'm currently 17 years old at the moment. My baby was conceived at the beginning of January. So I had just turned 17. My birthday is December 29th. And me and my baby's father, at the time that she was made, we were not together. We had this on and off situation shit going on, and we was just messing with each other from here to there. And we found out basically as soon as we could, because she was made at the beginning of January. We found out about her at the end of January, and me and him were together at the time. Through January, we were working on our relationship, and by the end of January, we had been together for a couple of weeks when I found out that I was pregnant. And when I found out that I was pregnant, I was actually at school. When I was at school, I was having really bad back and side pain, especially in my side, and it was like this burning sensation. I was just like, I could not take it. I don't know if I went to school feeling like that and it just got worse, or did it develop during school, but I just know I had this really bad side pain. And I just remember during about lunchtime, I had went to the clinic. We have kind of like a clinic, like a doctor's office connected to our school. Just walk through the school and you can get there. And I had figured I had a UTI because I had this type of pain before, and it turned out to be UTI when I had this random back pain. It was like a burning sensation. So I had went to the clinic at my school. I told them my concerns, and they took my urine and they were going to run some tests. When she came back with my urine, she did tell me, you do have a UTI and you are also pregnant. And I was like, oh, I did not know how to feel. I did not know how to feel. That's literally the reaction I gave them. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. And it was just like a state of shock. My mind wasn't really racing because I literally had nothing to think. I didn't know how to feel. It wasn't like oh yeah, I'm pregnant, I was happy. Or it wasn't like oh no, I'm pregnant. It wasn't none of those. I was just stuck in the middle. I was just I was just kind of sitting there just blank. And I just told the lady oh, okay. I was just well, it's a good thing that I found out early. And I was just now I just don't know what to do. So I was leaving the clinic. I was actually texting my friends while I was in the clinic, and I was telling them about me being in there, the pain that I was having, how I thought I had a UTI. And I went and I texted one of my friends separately. Her name was Jakaya. And I texted her I just found out I had a UTI, and they told me that I was pregnant too. And I don't remember her initial reaction. She probably was just oh really, wow, what are you gonna do? Shocked, dang, I'm finna be a godmom, stuff like that. And I just know she was one of the first people I told. And I didn't say anything to my baby dad at the moment, probably besides me being in the clinic. But I hadn't said nothing to him because they told me that I can go home. I called my grandpa to pick me up, and I just was when I get home, I'm calling him first thing. So my grandpa dropped me off. No one was home. My sister was still at school. My mom was at work, and I called him, and I'm guess what? And I'm so I was in the clinic. They told me I had a UTI. And I'm they also told me that I was pregnant. And it was just kind of a moment of silence. You for real? And I'm Yeah, for real. And he kind of had a reaction like me. It was just like, wow, kind of just very like blank, like not really knowing what to say or like what to think in that moment. And so we didn't like say much about it at first because we both were still like processing. We both really didn't know how to feel. And it was just kind of like well, let's see, like, let's process it. Let's figure out what we're going to do, like, if we're going to keep it or not. Like, we still have time to think, like, it's very early and we'll figure it out. So it was just kind of like, let's just give it time. And after that, it had been about 2 to 3 days. My UTI had got worse. It was not getting any better. I couldn't keep anything down, so I couldn't even like drink fluids and stuff because I was throwing everything up, which later my mom says that was from you being pregnant. But I didn't have pregnancy symptoms till like a month after my UTI. I think that was definitely my UTI. Like, it was messing with me so bad. My mom wasn't home at the time, but I remember calling her and I'm like, this pain, these symptoms, I need to go to the hospital. So she was like, okay. And she came, she picked me up and she rushed me to the emergency room. They got me checked in and everything. And one of the first questions I was asked, of course, was, is there any chance of you being pregnant? And of course I said no, because I had not said anything to my mom yet. So I wanted to act like I didn't know anything. My whole plan on my way to the hospital was just to let the doctors tell her, because I had just been hurting for 2 days and I hadn't even gotten a chance to process my pregnancy, especially dealing with this UTI. And like, it caused me so much inconvenience. Like, I was in so much pain. I was not thinking about it. Well, of course I was thinking about the pregnancy, but like, I hadn't done much processing and I haven't thought about ways to tell my mom because I still haven't processed the information. So I just knew once I asked my mom to go to the hospital, like, I have to tell her now or she's going to find out at the hospital. And I was just like, you know, it's already happening. I don't know what to tell my mom. I haven't thought of nothing yet. And I just feel like it'd be so much easier if I let them tell her. So that was my plan on the way to the hospital. So I was acting clueless. They was running some tests. They came back and, you know, I was dehydrated because I wasn't drinking. They told me my potassium was low because I wasn't eating. So they was giving me a bunch of medicine and they had took my blood and my urine to run some more tests. They told me they wanted to give me a CT scan to make sure that my kidneys were okay. And that requires, you know, lab results to come back so they know, like, I'm able to take a CT scan. Because if you're pregnant, those are one of the reasons why you can't get a CT scan. So the doctor, she comes into my room and my mom wakes up to hear what she has to say. She's getting ready to read off the lab results. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And the lady goes, can I read off these results in front of your mom? And I said yes, because I knew she was going to have to say that I was pregnant. This is what I've been waiting for. And also, like, if I was to say no, it was going to be a bit awkward and suspicious. So I was just like, yeah, go ahead. And she asked me, did you know that you were pregnant? And I was just like, well, I do now, you know, trying to play it off. And she's like, okay, well, we have your previous lab results and they stated that you were pregnant. So, like, you knew. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if my mom picked up on her saying that, like, I knew, because it was the way she said it. Like, I don't think she straight up said I knew, but the way she worded it, she basically concluded that I knew because my previous lab results had said it. So she knew that they had told me before. But I'm just like, lady, I've been trying to act like this whole time I don't know nothing. So, like, put 2 and 2 together. My mom is right here. So I was just like, oh, wow, you know? And she basically said, like, yeah, so we can't give you a CT scan because of that. We're going to give you ultrasound, look at your kidneys, yada, yada. And I was like, okay. So when she leaves the room, my mom initial reaction, which, like I said, she had just woke up. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. She did not give me a big response. She had kind of, like, laid back down. And then she didn't, like, say nothing for a good minute or two. And then she just was like, really, Didi? Really? And I just was like, I didn't say nothing. Like, I didn't know what to say. And I was just like, I don't know. The next day, I do remember her asking me, like, did you know? And I was like, Yeah, I knew, but I didn't know how to tell you. And I wonder if she asked me that because of what the doctor said or what. But she asked me if I knew. And I just told her, like, yeah, I did know. And I did tell her, like, I'm surprised, like, you didn't give me a big reaction. Like, why is that? Like, of course, I don't want you to be mad at me, but, like, I'm just really surprised. She was just kind of like, I told you to get on birth control. You know, you said you did that. You had that going on. You know, I tried to do what I could do as a parent. You know, I tried to, I guess, be strict. Like, I don't just let you go over to the boy house. Like, and, you know, you found ways to still get pregnant. Like, I tried my best. You got pregnant. You were already pregnant. There's nothing I can do. So, I mean, what can I really say at this point? And I was just like, I mean, I guess she right. I actually was on birth control, so she knew. Like, I had ordered some pills. I was on birth control. Me and him first got together, and then during the summer, I didn't get a refill on my birth control because it's supposed to get it mailed to me, and it never came in the mail. So I had went a period without birth control, but then I did get back on it, and it was getting sent to me regularly. But I didn't start my birth control because at that time that I got put back on it, me and him had just broke up after I already went to, like, put an order in for it at my school. And when I got it, I was just like, these are so pointless. Like, me and him aren't even together. I'm not finna be, you know, having sex and stuff. But, like, what happened was we ended up still messing around. I didn't think it was nothing serious. And I was just like, it was just like here and there, or, you know, like, it wasn't consistent. So I was not thinking about, like, something as serious as birth control. And I was thinking at the beginning that the birth control was pointless. But I mean, every time that I'm thinking it's the last time, it just wasn't. And it would have just been smart to get on birth control from the beginning. But I just felt like, you know, I'm not finna be having sex, or we just slipped up this one time. That don't mean we always gonna be having sex. But I mean, I got pregnant anyway, so the smart thing to do would have been on birth control. So if you are having sex, you know, use birth control. If it's a one-time thing, use a plan B or some condoms. Like, just be smart about it if you don't want to have a baby like me. So basically, that was that. And those are the only people I told. To begin with, I told one of my friends, my big father, my mom found out, and I just kind of left it at that. I didn't really tell anybody. My pregnancy was kind of hidden. At the time of my pregnancy, I was going through a lot. I was dealing with mental health, and I just wasn't sure if this was the best decision for me. When I found out I was pregnant, I was, like, getting better, or trying to. I went to school a few times, which is a good thing for me because I was not going to school at all. I was, like, at the point where I was trying again, but I just wasn't there, and it was really scary. Like, I didn't know what I want, and after a while, I started to feel like maybe this is what I need. Like, I was just so down and depressed, and I felt like it gave me, like, a purpose. And I was kind of sad at the beginning because I was like, me and my baby father had just broke up, so I didn't know if it was the smartest thing to do. We broke up a couple months after finding out, and I know my mom was disappointed in me, and I didn't want to put that burden on her. Like, I am still living in her house, and I didn't know how to feel. I was really sad and depressed about the whole situation itself, already on top of struggling with my mental health, because I felt like I just wanted to make everybody around me happy, and I didn't want to be selfish in my decision. So it took me a really long time to come to a conclusion. But ultimately, I decided to keep her, which was literally the best thing I could have did. Like, she saved me in so many ways, and she don't even know, because, like, I literally don't know if I would have made it this far. I had lost a lot before getting pregnant. So, like, everything I lost, I'm getting back, plus more. Like, and I'm really happy about that. It was really, like, the best thing I could have did. And I was waiting to tell anyone else because, like I said, I didn't know what I was going to do for so long. And I really didn't tell no one else. And I was keeping it a secret. Only a few people knew. Some more of my friends have found out. They didn't find out through me though. Like my baby father was communicating with them because I was going through a lot at the time. He was like, you know, Destiny is going through a lot right now. Like, get her out the house. She needs to have fun, like, with her friends and stuff too. But she is pregnant, so like, be mindful of that. And I remember, I was with my baby dad and one of my friends, and she basically told me like, yeah, I knew. He told me. And I was like, how did I not know? And he was like, I wasn't really like, you know, trying to spoil it for you or anything. Like, I was just trying to let them know because I was telling her to get you out the house. And it was understandable. It was sweet. And I didn't really mind. Like, I didn't care about them knowing. And so just a few people knew close to me. And then on the day of my gender reveal, I decided to tell my grandpa. Of course, I couldn't have a gender reveal without telling my grandfather, and I wanted him to be there. But I had waited so long because I was very scared of telling him because I don't want him to be disappointed in me. Like, my mom's telling me, like, he wasn't the happiest when she found out she was pregnant and she was 20. And one of his daughters had a teenage pregnancy before, and he cried. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make my grandpa cry. I don't want him to be disappointed in me. But basically what happened was, it was the day of my gender reveal, which was Mother's Day. And I went over there and I just like sat him down. And I was like, Grandpa, I got something to tell you. And he was like, okay. I just said, you're going to be a great grandfather. You know, this is his first great grandbaby. So like, that's all I really needed to say. And he was just like, oh, okay. And he was like, well, I'm here for you. Like, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. I support you. And you don't have to worry about nothing. Don't get down on yourself about it. He was like, everybody makes mistakes. And he was like, no, it's not a mistake. It's part of life and it happens. And I'm here and I love you. And I was just like, thank you, Grandpa. And it just was like, at the same time, it was a relief off my shoulders because that was the last person, like, I really wanted to tell before I, like, came out about it publicly. But at the same time, I really was just so tense in the chest because I'm like, oh my gosh, I really just did that. But he definitely had, you know, the sweetest reaction. Like, you know, nobody else really gave me like a reaction or like a talk. But my grandpa, he was the like first person that really like give me that. And especially after expecting him to be disappointed, like I was really thrown off guard. And, you know, he was being so reassuring. Like, you know, he was like, everybody makes mistakes. And he like kind of took it back and was like, no, it's not a mistake, it's life. Like, he didn't want me to feel like it was a mistake. He wanted me to like know that it was okay. So I really thought that was really sweet. And once I did that, I was just like, Grandpa, you can come to my baby shower. Not my baby shower. I was like, you can come to my gender reveal. I'm having that today at my aunt's house, so you can come over. And that's how I came out about my pregnancy publicly. After the gender reveal, I just decided to post a video of it because I was like, you know, it's gonna come out eventually. Like, I was already hearing stuff about a few people finding out, and I was just like, I want to do it myself. And I was like, now that I got a big reveal, all the close people to me know, I went ahead and I posted it, and that's how I came out about it. And that's really just been that. Ever since then, I just post on my social media like pretty much daily about the baby. I'm so obsessed with her. And if you follow me on my social medias, then you'll see stuff like that, especially my TikToks and stuff. It hasn't been much this far, like as far as like important things, of course, besides like my gender reveal. And we had an ultrasound appointment. I just had my glucose test recently, and I failed the first time. I failed the hour test, so I had to go back today and take my 3-hour test. They poked me 4 times. I took 2 shots in both arms because they gotta poke you every hour. And it actually went by kind of fast, but it was just like, Lord, I just pray I don't fail this again. But I'll talk more about that on the series. And that's just pretty much like how I got to this point. And I expect a lot more to happen in these last few months, especially with the baby shower and stuff. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for watching my video and tuning into my channel for the first time. So like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. And follow all my social medias below if you want to keep up with my day-to-day life and see more things about the baby on there. And I just want to thank everybody for watching my video and tuning in for the first time. So bye.